What is up? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for coming back to the channel for our Colorado Rockies rebuild. And things have not been going well for us. As you probably would have expected, we are sitting at 18 and 30, 10 and a half games out of first place. Really don't mind too much about how far I am out of first place. But being one of the worst teams in baseball, actually tied for the worst team in baseball, is not what we were hoping for. But we are in the midst of a rebuild, and sometimes the going is going to get tough. So you know what, the tough get going. I'm done. No more cliches from me. But anyways, let's take a look at some of the things that have gone on. Our Rule 5 draft pick Tyler Beatty, who was pitching okay, not great, ended up on the IL with a fractured wrist. So he is going to be back in, looks like, a month or two. We also DFA'd our DH Greg Bird because Ryan McMahon was coming off of the 60-day IL, and he was hitting like a $189 and his slugging was only like 330. I was really hoping we could get something out of Greg Bird, and last season things seemed a little bit promising, but definitely did not pay off this year. So I'm going to dive in, show you some of the stats. We moved Nomar Mazara up to the leadoff spot. While the batting average isn't quite what we'd like, the power and the on-base percentage are doing well, so I'm going to keep him in that slot for now. Hopefully, if he can pick up that batting average a little bit, maybe become a trade piece in the next month or so. Brendan Rodgers has picked things up of late. He's starting to play pretty well in that two-hole, so we've got big hopes for him still, only 25 years old. Rio Ruiz and Taylor Jones have been doing a pretty decent job splitting times with each other in a nice platoon in that three-hole. So I can't say I'm too disappointed with how they're panning out. Patrick Wisdom, our first Rule 5 draft pick, has been playing exceptional. You look at that batting average up near 270. You like to see that out of him. His slugging percentage is over 450, so really like what he's doing. Ryan McMahon doing a little bit better this year, still not quite hitting for the power that we know we can do, but there's contact and the average is getting us back to a little bit better positions. Trevor Larnach, he's really starting to come into his own, so that's nice. Francisco Mejia, he's playing pretty well. So some of the picks and Rule 5 picks and moves we made in the offseason have started to pay off. Jose Garcia struggling with the bat a little bit, but I'm going to be patient with him. We lost some of those bonuses that we got from the preseason. Garrett Hampson still not quite performing to par. Going to be tough to trade him, but we still have some time for him to gain some value. Mauricio Dubon, he missed some time with injury. He's getting back here. Only 24 at-bats, but doing decently. Our Rule 5 draft pick, Corey Ray, has not gotten off to the tear that I hoped he would. In comparison to what he was doing in my Cubs franchise. And then we already talked about Taylor Jones. So look at the rotation. Corey Kluber's starting to settle in slowly. That FIP is still over 4.5. So right now, not looking like a great trade chip. Austin Gomber, just, I don't know what's wrong with him. He came into this franchise looking like one of our best pitchers, and he's really, really struggled. However, Christian Javier doing really well for us as our deadline acquisition last year. Dakota Hudson has not been pitching well, and then we have had to move Kyle Freeland into the rotation. He has not pitched well in that long relief role. Jordan Sheffield got destroyed in the setup role, so he's bound into some low leverage stuff. Another Rule 5 draft pick, Enyel De Los Santos, has not pitched well. He actually has lost his B potential now, so that is not quite what we were hoping for so far. But one nice little bright spot, Justin Lawrence, the 27-year-old flamethrower, really throwing kind of well. Got that, hasn't given up an earned run yet in 15 and 2/3. Got those 15 strikeouts. Wanderson Charles, deadline acquisition last year, has also pitched well. And Robert Stevenson, missing our hand to keep him because of how well he is pitching, even though we're running control time on him. So take a quick peek down at the farm. Ryan Velade, one of our top prospects, still not quite hitting for power, but you gotta like those contact and on-base percentage numbers. David Dahl, not doing anything in AAA, not inspiring any confidence for a call-up. Michael Chavez has not hit for average quite yet, but the power is there. Hermosillo, decent power numbers, but still not overall playing around Monte Harrison struggling, Montero struggling. So Jonathan Daza has hit for that high average down there in AAA. We'll probably look to get him back into the majors at some points if we just can find some space. Zach Veen, one of our top prospects, he's playing really well down in AA, so he'll be down there all year. Michael Taglia, he's just smacking the cover off the ball. Average isn't there, but man, the slugging, the power is there. So really like what we're seeing out of him. Reese Hines is not playing very well. Our draft pick, Dave Perry, got off to a slow start, but he's slowly picking it up. Gabriel Moreno, he's still struggling with the bat, though the power numbers are there. And then let's peek over to our rotations down in AAA. Jordan Balazovic. You know, I could use the reinforcements in the majors, but I really, really just want to see him develop this year. And only being 20, might keep all year until at least the very end. Nobody else really standing out except for Peter Lambert at the AAA level. And the bullpen, Ben Bowden's pitching really well. Just like he did last year at AAA. I hope he's not a quadruple A player with those really good AAA stats and bad MLB stats. We'll see how the rest of the year goes for him. Double A rotation, doing decent. Hunter Green is down there and he is killing it. I'm just waiting for a rotation slot to open up at AAA to call him up. Freddie Garcia, one of our draft picks last year, has not pitched well, but the Double A season is just getting started. We're only about a month in, so we will see how things go from there. And then the last guy I'll highlight is Tony Losi, who continues to pitch well in Double A. Probably look to get him up to Triple A at some point. So just going to give you a quick little peek of some of the scouting. I've done a lot of scouting. I have the number 2 overall pick in the draft, and I found quite a few guys with pretty high potential that I am pretty excited about. So let's go through and take a look and see who we can land in the draft. So let's go there. We have the second pick. So the Rangers select Albert Dent, the first pick. That's a guy that we probably would have liked. Let's see what other guys are going to be available. So there are quite a few for us. So we've got Alberto Tejada, left-hander. Hits per 9 is a little bit concerning. He's a 55 overall, 22. So remember, if you watched last year's draft episode, you know we don't like 22-year-old players when they are only 55 overalls. 21's a little bit better, but now he's a 50 overall. So we like to try to avoid guys like that. Mario Hernandez. All right, this is a guy we quite like. I don't love the arm strength for a shortstop, but it is movable. Richie Baez. This might be the go with big time pop. 18 years old. I like it. I think Richie Baez is the leader right now. Manuel Gomez. Decent, but not as good as Baez. Manzo, another guy that's interesting, but I like Baez more. We don't take closing pitchers. Ooh. If this guy threw for more velocity, I might consider taking him. I already like some of the guys we have pitching, and I have a couple of guys scouted that I liked. Ooh, Cleveland Dutton. Good power. And then the last guy here is Julio. So I think looking through, I did like Panigua, but I think I'm going to pass. I'd like a little bit more velocities out of my pitchers. Cleveland Dunn. Discipline and vision is probably going to turn me off from him. Not a super great defender with his arm strength either. I already picked up a first-round pick at third base. I do like Mario Hernandez, but I think I got some shortstops that I like, that I really like, that I want to take later in the draft. Manzo and Gomez would go with. So I think I'm going to go with Richie Baez. Love the power, strong arm. I like it. So that was a lot easier than our draft last year. If you remember, we had some trouble figuring out who to pick. Okay, so we got a lot of our greens left, and anybody who's green is going to be a guy that I quite liked as we were going through. Yeah. I don't love these guys. So what else do we have to look at here? Okay, so second base. I don't know how much. Ooh, this guy can smack. So I think Les Warner's one of our early leaders. Yeah, those guys are both shortstops. Les Warner at third base. Those shortstops. Vladimir. Oh my God! Look at that power. And he's almost fully scouted. Ooh. Ray Gonzalez. So, oh man. I am going to have another pick in like 3 picks. So, there are 2 shortstops that I could take. So, I'm probably going to go with Vladimir Ramirez to make sure that I don't miss him. And it looks like I can get one of those shortstops too. Now, do I want to mix? Am I going to be worried about missing out on one of these? I mean, we're not very deep in the shortstop position right now, so that's a little concerning. So these guys don't blow me away. I feel like I can acquire a shortstop pretty easily, and I don't want to get out of here taking no pitchers. So I think that I am going to go with Fagan. Ooh. So better hits per 9 on Ruiz, better strikeouts, and base on balls per 9. You know what? Let's go with Fagan because he's got that higher overall. Don't know why I was really going back and forth between an 80 or 80 potential and a 70 potential. Let's see, are any of those shortstops still available? Oh, they're both still available. Very nice, very nice. So let's take the one that we want more. So 21 years old and 19 years old. Speed and arm strength. I'm a little bit concerned about his age, but we picked up that young shortstop last year, so I think I'll go with Joel Lopez. So wow, I'm really surprised we ended up getting one of those shortstops that we were considering in that competitive balance round. So, wrong button there. So, highest potential guy I have scouted is Kevin Benitez. Potential is lower than his overall, and you guys know that I knock down overalls and potentials if they're high enough. So what other people's? You know what? Why did I stop scouting this guy? I don't remember why I stopped scouting him. I'll just take a shot at him. Hopefully, nail that overall and potential. So okay. Benitez is still there. So what other guys might be available for us? Benitez. I might be inclined to pick him. We drafted a shortstop. Although this guy, a couple of guys of power. I'm not going to worry about them right now. I think I know Benitez just to see maybe that potential's higher than we scouted. Maybe our scouts weren't super accurate. If not, we at least get a guy who could probably be a decent organizational piece. And for our last draft pick, wow, we really did a good job of scouting as many guys as possible. So let's see. Anybody left on the pitchers that I might want to take? So you guys know me. I like to look for velocity and Ks per 9. I don't like drafting 23-year-olds. But maybe an option for the last pick, Cannon. What about relievers? Ooh. Nah, I like relievers who throw smoke. lefty relievers. We got a couple good ones already. A righty reliever would be quite nice, but there's nobody there that I quite like. So what about what's left of the position players? We have another shortstop left. We already took one, so I don't want to do that. Already took a center fielder, so I guess we will try. Who is that 23-year-old pitcher? Was the one, right? Cannon. Let's go with him. See how good he is. Maybe at least gives us a nice little organizational piece for the future. So, all right, the draft is over. Let us go and check out and see how we did. So Richie Baez was a 92 potential. The pop is not what it was scouted to be, but the defense is, wow, this guy's a good defender at a young age. We can develop that bat. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. We'll try to scroll through and see what other guys got picked in the first round. Vladimir Ramirez, I'm glad we pounced on this kid. Big time power, great power speed combo. Gonna need to work on his plate vision and his discipline, but wow. So Richie Baez, he's going to be a 60 overall with 89 potential. Vladimir Ramirez, he'll be a 60 overall with 86 potential. Howard Fagan, he'll be a 60 overall with 87 potential. So I like this pick a lot. Joel Lopez, yeah, that overall is, I don't love it. But he's got that 84 potential is what he's going to have. Ricky Mears did not work. I probably won't even bother signing him. Yeah, with the 60 potential, I don't even see a reason to. Kevin Benitez. Yeah, that's 67 potential. I don't see, there's really no upside with that. Even if you get some potential boosts, I don't see any reason to stick with him. And then Jeffrey Cannon didn't quite work out. So that's okay. We did not nail the end of our draft, but we were taking mostly guys that we had not scouted or that we were hoping we maybe had scouted wrong. And that's okay. I with 4 picks in this draft, all of these guys are going to be 84 potential or better, and 3 of them are already 6 overalls, years old. This is what we're looking for. I mean, we are struggling. Even some of our top prospects are struggling right now, but we're really going to start overloading this farm system. Maybe try to get a couple of our guys as good trade chips so we can kind of stack up a little bit more, and we'll go from there. So I got to say, these guys I'm pretty happy with. Let's go see if we can find some of the other guys that got drafted. This closing pitcher, which we didn't want to bother taking anyways. Let's see. Panigua. Yeah, he's pretty good. He would be a 65 overall, 88 potential. So not really too far behind the guy that we drafted, and we don't love his case per 9 numbers aren't that great anyways. Manuel Gomez, I think we drafted a guy almost as good as him anyways. He'll be a 59 overall, 90 potential. Yeah. So I am pretty satisfied with how this. See, wow, Albert Dent. He'll be a 65 overall, 90 potential. That's a nice draft pick by the Texas Rangers. Robbins was the first overall pick. Oh, Dunton was the other guy. 60 overall, 89 potential. So almost identical to what we drafted the guy as. And I like the guy more. So look at this. Kevin Pimentel. Where did the Marlins find this guy? Did I just miss this guy? Wow. I can watch the stream and see did they a chip or did they just scout the guy out of nowhere. Great overall, but man, that potential is dirty. They can just be patient with him. He'll turn into an absolute stud. Alberto Tejada, yeah, strikeouts per 9, don't like that much. So Mario Hernandez, not bad, but I think I'm pretty happy with what we got. So that is going to be the end of this episode. I might try to get to one more at some point today. We'll see. In the meantime, in between time, everybody, hope you enjoy your days, and I'm gone.